Morning, Tehmina Khan is here. In PK Maths is Fun. In today's video, we will see the linear combination of random variable, which is the syllabus of the A-level mathematics S2. And this is video number 2. And the concept is the sum of independent Poisson variable. In the previous video, we have seen linear combination of random variable, linear function, and combination of two independent variables. So now we will go to the next topic, which is the sum of independent Poisson variable. So altogether in this topic, I have made 5 videos. The link you will find in the description for your convenience. So these were the rules. We have seen the application in the previous video. So you need to learn them by heart because we will apply them time to time in this chapter. Similarly, we learn these rules and their application we have seen in the previous video. And the important thing here was when you subtract the two independent random variable, in the variance you add it. This was very important thing which was emphasized. So let's continue with today's topic, the sum of independent Poisson variables. For two independent Poisson variable x and y, suppose lambda is given to you, L1 and L2, lambda 1 and lambda 2, and you have to find out total of this, right? So when you have to find total of something, you will add up the lambdas and your new variable will be x plus y. So you can name it by some other letter. For example, I can say t is equals to x plus y. And then I can write my new distribution like this, right? Whatever is the sum of lambda 1 plus lambda 2. Suppose that is equals to lambda. So I can write here the new distribution and then I can apply it in my calculation. So let's see two examples. I have taken here two different examples to explain this concept. So first question is about, you can read here, it's about radioactive particles which are emitting per second, right? And the rate is 1.7. And there is another object placed next to that radioactive particle, and that object is emitting emitting particles at the rate of 0.6. So the rate of emitting of particles is different for both of them. And you have to find out for the total number of particles emitted in 3 seconds, 6, 7 or 8. So total number of particles emitted are 6, 7, 8. It means you have to find out the probability of x equals to 6, x equals to 7 and x equals to 8. Important thing it is for 3 seconds. And in the question, it is given to you for 1 second. So first of all, you have to change the rate of this particle for 3 seconds and the rate of emitting for this particle for 3 seconds, and then we will add it up. So let's find out for 3 seconds for both of them quickly. So for the first particle, I'm calling or referring it with x. So in 1 second, if it is 1.7, mentioned here, then in 3 seconds, it will be 5.1, simple multiplication. So you got your new variable x. Let's call the object which is placed to next by the letter y. So in 1 second, it was emitting 0.6. So in 3 seconds, it will be 1.8. So you have two new rates with respect to 3 seconds. And you have to find the total number of emission in 3 seconds is 6, 7 or 8. So now for total number, I will add up these two and my lambda will be 6.9. And I have to calculate the probability of 6, 7, 8. So I will simply apply the formula for the Poisson distribution, which is e power minus lambda power x over x factorial. And my x will be 6, 7 or 8 in these 3 cases. And I will substitute in the formula because this will be common in all. That's why it has been taken out as a common factor. And this portion you can see is written here for 6, 7 and for 8, right? And then you are calculating and writing your answer in 3 significant figure. So let's see the second example now. The second example is about stained tablecloths in 2 restaurants, A and B. So on average in restaurant A, there are 2.2% of the tablecloths cloths are stained. And in restaurant B, 5.8% tablecloths are stained. So there are 2 parts of the question. In the first part, the sample of 55 tablecloths are taken. So it is very obvious this is a case of binomial distribution, right? But question is saying use a suitable Poisson approximation to find the probability that a total number, now again he's talking about total, so we have to add up A and B now in Poisson approximation to find out the probability that more than 2 tablecloths are stained. So basically I have to solve this question using Poisson approximation. So I need lambda, right? And it is saying total also, so I have to add up also. So what comes in the mind here? That first of all, change this binomial into Poisson approximation, get the lambda for both, and then add it up, right? Now you must remember when you are finding out Poisson approximation for binomial, there is a condition. So you will check either condition is met or not, and then you will find out lambda. So let me call restaurant A by letter X and restaurant B by letter Y. So my random variable X, which is representing restaurant A, N is my total number of tablecloths, and 2.2% is the probability that they are stained. So N is 55, P is 0.022. Now you know that NP gives you mean. When you are using Poisson approximation, then in Poisson approximation, it is NP is your lambda, right? So I will check first of all the condition, and condition is what? N should be greater than 50 and NP should be less than 5. So NP is coming 1.21, which is perfect. So you can say since N is greater than 50 and NP is less than 5, you can use Poisson approximation and your distribution will be 1.21, right? So you have found it out for X. Similarly, you will do for Y. For restaurant B, which we are calling Y, 55 is your total number of tablecloths, and this is the percentage that they are stained. Again, you will do N multiplied by P to check the condition, 3.19. So you can say since N is greater than 50 and NP is less than 5, we can use Poisson approximation and my distribution will be this. So I have gotten the Poisson approximation distribution here. Because question is saying total number, I have to find the probability of total number. So I will add up these lambdas and we'll get a new lambda, and then I will find out the probability. So let's see it. So I'm calling it T is equals to X plus Y. So distribution of T will be 1.21 plus 3.19. So you got lambda 4.4. And now this is your question. T is greater than 2, right? In Poisson distribution, we know that there is no upper limit. So whenever the question is saying greater than or greater than equals to something, we always subtract from 1. So that's why we are doing 1 minus probability of T less than equals to. Why equal here? Because T is 2 is not included in the greater than. So now we will calculate, in this case, 1 minus probability of X equals to 0, 1, and 2. And my lambda will be what? 4.4. So this is what is done here. You can see for 0, 1, and 2, right? And the formula of the Poisson is same. So you got this answer in 3 significant figure. So let's see part 2 now. Now something very important, instead of 55 tablecloths, this question is saying that random sample of n tablecloths are taken and the probability that at least one of them is stained is greater than 0.99. So we will make this question in a while. First of all, we need to understand if it is n tablecloths, then how we will find the new lambda, right? Now, if you notice here, when you will solving this and finding it out NP, you multiply 55 by this, right? So in both the restaurants, when there are n tablecloths, so instead of 55, now you will have n. So your NP will be n 0.022. Or if I write algebraically, we write letter later. So this will be my lambda for restaurant A for part 2. And for the other part, it will be 0.058 into n. Why? Because I don't know how many and that is the question I have to answer. So my lambda will be this for restaurant A and this will be for restaurant B. I hope you understood, because you don't know this number. So exactly following the same procedure, but now we have letter there. Now, what is the meaning of the probability that at least one tablecloth is greater than this? Let's see here. Let me just write here first of all. By the way, when we are saying, we are assuming that n is greater than 50, because you see one thing, when you are using approximation, so you have to keep n greater than 50 according to condition, and you are using this approximation, so you will say assuming n is greater than 50. When you're solving question, there are certain things when you assume, you mention it, right? So now my new lambda will be 0.08 n total, right? Exactly, I've added up here what I have explained to you. Now, at least one mean probability of x greater than or equals to 1. This is the meaning of it. And because I told you we cannot find out in Poisson cases greater than, so we always subtract from 1. So meaning of this question is that you are saying x is less than 1, which means 1 minus probability of x equals to 0, right? This is the meaning of the question. And it further says that the chances, the probability that it is greater than 0.99. So if I complete this equation, it means 1 minus probability of x equals to 0 is greater than 0.99. Make sense? Because I can write here also that at least 1 is greater than 0.99. So this is the complete question which we have to solve and get the answer, right? So how did we get this thing here? Because x is equals to 0. So in the formula, if you write e minus lambda power x over x factorial. So your x is 0. Anything to the power 0 is 1. So this is 1. 0 factorial is 1. So you are left only with e power minus lambda. That's why it is written here, e power minus lambda. And lambda we got from here after adding up the lambda of two restaurants. So this is how we got the equation. And we are putting it greater than 0.99 because it was given in the question. Now we will solve this equation simply. And we know, sorry, I have just put the things up here again for the reference. So we have reached till here. Now when you're solving it, it's simple, I believe. We have to find n. So we will take logarithm on both sides, ln on both sides. So let's do it here. First of all, this term went here and this term comes here. Very simple. I am sure you know how to manipulate it. And after that, taking ln on both sides. So when you're taking ln on both sides, one thing in case one is confused here, let me explain it here. So you have taken ln on both sides and then you have applied power law. So this comes here and ln e is 1. So that's why ln e is not written here and the rest of the term is here. In inequality, whenever we are dividing by negative number, the sign of inequality changes, right? So you get this term here. But one may think, when there is negative, why there is no negative here? Because this answer is also negative. Now let me tell you where students make mistake here. When they put directly in the calculator, and you can try it out, because the answer of this will be negative and this negative. So if they put directly in the calculator, ln 0.01 divided by minus 0.08, they think the answer overall is positive. So immediately they write n is less than 57.56. Why? Because they do not realize that they are dividing by negative numbers, so they have to reverse the sign of inequality. And I hope you know the reason behind it. So this is the common mistake where students make mistake. So please remember, when you're dividing by negative number, you have to change the sign of inequality. If you will do direct thing, you will get a straight away plus number. Okay, so now once you get this, it means you need at least 58 tablecloths, right? N is greater than 57.56. And please remember, this is not because of 5 here. Even if I had here 16.16, I would have taken 58 because it is more than this number, the tablecloths. So with this, I end the video. I hope you understood how to apply the concept of sum of independent Poisson variables, right? And in the next video, I will explain the sum of independent normal variables. Link you will find in the description below. Thank you very much for watching the video. Please share it with your friends. Take care. Allah Hafiz.